What's up, everyone? In this video, I'll be talking about my locked hair journey. I am going to start at the beginning with my first set of locks. When I started my first set of locks, I was so happy, so enthusiastic about getting locks that I didn't wait until my appointed time. I thought I was going to wait until I graduated, but I actually got them a couple of years before I graduated. When I started my first set of locks, I started with a loctician, and she did 2-strand twists on my hair. So when I first started locks, I did start with a little bit of length. I have been natural for most of my life, and I was doing my hair on my own sometimes, and I would go get it done, sometimes getting cornrows, and my go-to hairstyle was 2-strand twist. So that was the style that I rocked. And then, transitioning to a lock style was very easy because I was already getting 2-strand twists all the time. So I get my hair locked in 2005, and by the time I graduated in 2007, my hair was about shoulder length, maybe a little bit longer. Then I'm going to skip a couple of years after that, and in 2009 is when I transferred to University of Maryland, and that's when I decided that it was time for a change. At that time, I thought I was ready to cut my locks, but I was not quite ready to cut them off yet. I just ended up cutting them shorter, and it was very refreshing to cut them shorter instead of cut them off because, I still had some length, I still had my locks, and I wasn't ready to say goodbye to them. It wasn't until a few years later in 2012 when I decided it was time. It was a lot of things going on around that time when I decided to cut all my locks, but I've had locks for 7 years. I already thought about cutting them, and it was just a lot of hard situations, hard decisions that I had to make at that time. So, you know what? I decided, let me go ahead and cut my hair off. So I cut my locks in 2012 after 7 years of wearing locks, and I wore my hair short for a couple of years. I want to take a moment to pause here, and I want to show you some pictures from when I first started locks until I cut them. And then at the end of the video, I am going to show you from the beginning of my second set of locks until now. So stay tuned until the end to see all of those pictures. When I decided to cut my locks, I knew that I would get locks again. I figured I will wait until I was 30 or wait until I decided to have children. So fast forward to the time that I actually decided to get locks. I was in Kuwait struggling with my hair, fighting with it, detangling it, just having a really hard time. I didn't want to wait until I was 30. I didn't want to wait until the summertime until I could find a loctician. I said I am going to start locks in Kuwait that year. So I started my second set of locks in 2018. April 5th, 2018. This time around, I didn't start with 2-strand twists. I started with comb coils. In the beginning, before I started my locks, I was very obsessed with how to part my hair and what I was going to start with. Will I get sister locks and all those type of things, micro locks? But I decided that I wanted medium-sized locks because I wanted to maintain my locks on my own. So I booked my first appointment to get my hair done, but that was my first and only time going to someone to get my hair done. Actually, that's not the truth. For the most part, I do my own hair, but once in a while, I would get someone to interlock them for me. I decided a while ago that I didn't want to interlock my hair anymore because I just want to do it myself and I don't want to have to go to someone. And yes, maybe I can learn how to interlock it. And interlocking is a method that will help your locks last longer, help the the new growth. So the new growth is intertwined in the lock already, but I decided that that's not the best method for me, and I'm just palm rolling my hair right now. So with this set of locks, it took about 3 months for them to bud. It took about 6 months for them to actually look like locks and form as one, but they were comb coils, so they already looked as one. And it took a year for them to kind of fall down and grow out of the baby stage. Now I want to rewind back to when I first started, because I was so excited to start my locks. When I started them, I didn't even notice the baby phase, or what people call the ugly phase, because at that time I was so excited that I was happy about each stage. So by the time, or in the time that I had baby locks, it was like, yay, I got locks. That's how I was thinking. I wasn't like, oh, look at these little baby locks. My second set of locks, I did notice, however, that it was, not the best looking stage, but I still love them no matter what. Sometimes I will cover them, sometimes I will wear them out, depending on my mood. But most of the time, I probably wore it out a little bit. So that is the story of my lock journey, from my first set of locks to my second set of locks. If you are thinking about locks, or you are a lock wearer, go ahead and press that subscribe button, comment below. I would like to hear from you, and thanks for joining me.
Boop.